This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
The views expressed on the following program do not necessarily represent those of WPSL. However, we are the ones who encouraged you since day one to like and share this stuff on social media and with all your friends and neighbors, because it's time now for the science of caring. Carebag Inc. now presents Careology, and you're hosted tonight by Roxy Brown.
Hi, Cliff. How you doing?
Oh, hey, we've missed you around
missed me?
here.
Oh,
my
well, it's
goodness.
good to be missed, because if you're not missed, that means you're not doing anything.
But you know what, though? I got to work with an old radio guy like me,
Mike.
a guy that I've never got to work with
I
all these
listened
years.
last week, and I've been trying to tune in here and there while I can, and I loved it. He did a great job.
What's amazing is that when you're in radio and you remember the people you used to listen to, and then you get to work
Just
with them
comes back.
someday.
Yeah,
Oh,
I love it. I'm glad working with Mike at the previous radio station that we worked at, and having him able to come in and co-host for me is a blessing. So, Mike, enough love. Appreciate you, and we thank you. For those of you who are tuning in, always tune in. Welcome back. We love having you. I am great to be back. For those of you who are driving, listening to wherever you are in our digital all over the world, welcome to Careology. My name is Roxy, and it is a privilege to be back here. Careology is about one thing and one thing only, and it is community support, sharing what happens in our community up and down here on the Treasure Coast and beyond. Because Carebag is a nonprofit and Careology is a subsidiary to Carebag. And those of you who are under a shell or in a rock that don't know Carebag, Carebag is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we do one thing, and we do it very well. We provide access to proper hygiene for our homeless and our families that are in need. And we've been doing this for 5 years, and we are represented by so many private donors, by so many businesses here on the Treasure Coast and beyond, and we want to just say thank you to everyone. You guys know how I do it. I'm going to do our Careology report and some house cleaning. So just to let everyone know, the events that we had in August, which was our health fair and our back to school event, was a phenomenal success. We saw over 170 individuals. I had 150 down, but I just spoke with someone. We saw over 170 individuals at our health fair. So I want to thank Cleveland Clinic of Martin County, and I want to thank the Hands Clinic and all of the representatives that came out to make this a success. We had parents driving up to get their car seats done for their kids. We had individuals coming to get vaccines and boosters. Children were going ahead and getting their school physicals free. That cost up to $100 sometimes. So it was a phenomenal success. And with our partners, we want to just say thank you. I'm not going to start naming everyone because I'm going to miss someone, and I don't want a bullseye on my back. And then for our haircut event that we had August 1st, this was amazing. We were supposed to finish at 7. Our last haircut was done at 8:30. Our barbers were phenomenal. The kids loved it. We gave over 300 book bags. We did over 189 haircuts. And we just want to give a big shout out to everyone that came along. It was fantastic. And it could not be done without the community. And I'm going to say it again. This was not a fundraiser. Any of these were fundraiser events. These were all community events. Everything 100% went back to the community to give back to our kids. We actually went ahead and were able to give gift cards to a couple teachers that stopped by and just gave them a standing ovation, because the kids are going back. These teachers are basically looking after your kids half of the day. A lot of you parents are happy jumping up and down, but we have to give a real shout out to our teachers. So we want to thank all the kids that are in school now. All of you who are listening up north and other countries, you go back in a couple days. So we just want to say be careful. It's a scary moment. It's a nice moment. I talked to a good friend of mine. She's a teacher here. And she said one of her students came up to her and wanted to know, do they have any evacuation procedures? Do they have any disaster protocols? You know, they just they wanted to know so much. And the teacher actually got scared. So when I talked to her, she said, I wonder if he's planning anything. But unfortunately, teachers now have to think that way. But his parents parents, what I told her, his parents were probably saying, this is what you need to find out. He's probably scared and wanting to know, what protocols do you have in place? We just had a disaster in Texas with so many moms and dads losing their babies, losing their teachers. So children want to know. Teachers want to know. So I hope the schools have something in place. That's why Careology is here, so we can put everyone and nail them to the cross to make sure they're doing what they have to do to protect our children. You want gun rights? Cliff, I'm gonna start. I'm back. Everybody missed me, so I'm back.
The mama bear always makes an appearance.
Yeah, you know what? I'm still hot about it. You know, everybody wants the abortion rights. They want to, they want to ban abortion, but yet you want these guns here in our society. And I'm talking about the AR-15. I want to give a big shout out to our Port St. Lucie department, because over the weekend a car got in an accident and they stopped a guy right here in the Port St. Lucie. And he was 21 years old. And when he tried to flee the scene, when the police went to the car, he was a white male, active vet. He had an AR-15, multiple handguns, ammunition, and they had to call the bomb squad out because he had a fake bomb. Everything turned out okay. We don't know what could have happened. So a big shout out to my guys, my gals, you know I love you at the Port St. Lucie Police Department. I'm so glad you're safe. Port St. Lucie PD are big supporters, and we just want to keep supporting them and say we love you, keep safe. We're glad it turned out to nothing. No one got hurt, but what could it have been? Why are you driving around with that much ammunition in your car?
Well, our studio audience kind of agrees with the message there. You got a good round of applause.
Thank you very much, Cliff. So I'm just going to go over a few things. We want to let everyone know that our Carebag office is open every Thursday. No appointment is needed for hygiene supplies. From if you are age 0 to 100 and plus, come on in. Right now we have a critical need. When I came back, Cliff, and I went into my office, my amazing volunteer, excuse me, Miss Patty said, Roxy, we are out of size 5, 6, and 7 diapers. To our community that has been coming out, thank you. The fair that we had, the health fair we had, the haircut event we had, so many more people have just come to our office. The need is there, the name is out, but we were inundated. So if anyone wants to go ahead, you can go to our website, www.givecarebag.com, and it'll take you right to our official website. You can make a donation there. I have someone coming into my office Thursday. Right now in the back of my car, I got boxes of Amazon diapers. Someone said, Roxy, can I drop it? Can you meet me? Yes, I will meet you in a designated lighted condition somewhere safe. Just gonna put it out there. But I knew her, so I will meet you and pick up the boxes of diapers. You can make a donation that we can buy them at a much lower cost. So if you're supporting us in any way, we appreciate it. And we're just so excited. I have something coming up in a few weeks, and I'm trying not to talk about it, but I hope you get excited as I get excited. So I want to talk about two little things. First, I'm going to talk about the stupidest news that I heard today, and it really, really made me funny. Okay.
Stupid news.
Yeah, stupid news for today. So everyone knows Ozzy Osbourne. If you like him, you don't like him, I really don't care. I don't care. And I see Cliff is looking at me like, yes, Ozzy Osbourne.
Well, he was in the news yesterday.
Yeah, he's going to be in the news again. So this is what he said. He said he's moving back to the UK because Blinking America's crazy with the gun violence. So let's go over a few things. You're going back to the UK. I've lived in UK for years. Honey, I don't know what you're running back to. They are as stupid there as we are stupid over here. That's number one. So that wasn't my problem, Cliff. This was my problem. You are a megastar. Everywhere you go with security. Your house is secure. When you go to the grocery store, it's just for your reality show. You don't do anything. You have security. How dare you say you feel unsafe?
Well, he's not a natural or born American citizen. He did grow up here, but
go back.
You go way back, and
yeah. But no, whether you're here, I can understand a regular Joe complaining. They feel unsafe, but you have security in your house, in your car. Everybody follows you with cameras.
Well, we assume he does.
Yeah. No, he does. They do. And trust me, we don't talk about nothing unless I'm 100% sure. So you have all of this, but yet you don't feel unsafe. You just wanted your name in the news. There's so much else going on. We need you just to shut up because that's not important. So for me, that was the stupidest thing. Again, this is Roxy's show, so I get to say and I get to say that, right, Cheryl?
I guess so. First time listening to
Yeah.
you.
So Cheryl is our guest today. Hi, Cheryl. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Ross?
I am doing good. I just need you to talk into the mic, sweetie.
right
And Cheryl here is with us because we are going to learn about the Wellness Oasis. And I know right now some people are saying, "Oh, you probably need that," and I probably do need it. But I'm going to talk about one more thing, monkeypox. I had a conversation with someone about monkeypox. And they were like, "Oh my God, Roxy, monkeypox, it just came about. And they said it's coming from Africa and the people from Africa brought it here." So I'm going to just straighten out all the stupid people, okay? Monkeypox has been around since 1958. That's number one. Monkeypox is a viral zoonosis. And a viral zoonosis is a virus transmitted to people, humans, from animals. The reason that it is found in West Africa, it is because it comes from the animals that are in the rain forest. Okay, I'm just going to put it out there. Animals give this to people. So when people mess with animals, eat the wrong animals, because people are eating God knows everything. This is how it gets transmitted. Now we have I know they said, it's not in America, but a dog. They said cats, they don't know if cats getting it, but dogs can get it. So if you're feeling itchy or sick, don't come to my house because I love my baby.
I don't think you're old enough to remember chicken pox.
I remember chicken pox.
Okay, chicken pox, very similar.
Yeah, very similar, except it's a worse. It's
also-
blistery, so it's even worse because chicken pox are spots that come all over you. These form blisters over your skin, but it's really right now transmitted by sexual contact between males.
Right,
So,
the monkeypox,
so
yes.
that's the monkeypox. That's how it's transmitted right now. So when someone tells me, "Oh, it comes from Africa," and people, no, you're wrong. You're stupid. You're wrong. So we're gonna sort you out. So I just wanted to just put that out there.
I like how non-medical professionals like to speak with authority about medicine.
Well, it was eradicated in 1980, but it came back. Something happened again in the atmosphere. The same way we have the pandemic, the same way we had coronavirus that has been around for years. It's grown its ugly head because viruses mutate. So yes, if someone knows, yes, I do have a medical background. So there you go. So
there.
So thank you. And most people know that. So, when someone told me that, I was like, you know what? I've been itching. This has been a couple of weeks, but because I wasn't on the radio, I said, I'm just going to save it. I was going to get on Carebag and talk about it because this is the thing. When you go out and give misinformation, that just leads to more conversations and it leads to people not knowing something, believing that it's right. Because there are people that believe anything on social media is correct. Social media is for entertainment. That's what it is. Social media is just for entertainment.
When we
people.
were kids, we had to be told that what you're watching on television isn't real. It's been made up. It's been fabricated to entertain you.
The Bugs Bunny doesn't talk?
Well, not in reality.
Really?
No, but he makes a good trans character, because remember Bugs Bunny was the first cartoon that would put his ears back and wear a dress and lipstick.
That's
and
right. You know what? But when we saw that, it was just funny. That's it. It's like when you saw the rainbow, you thought about God's promise to let it never flood again. So when I talk about the rainbow, that's what I talk about. The rainbow is God's promise. The rainbow was originally from God, and it was God's promise to never let the earth flood again. That's it. It's in the Bible. It was long before anybody. So if you want to use it, that's good, because I use it for my celebrity chef.
There you go.
Taste of the Rainbow. That's what I use. But
Taste of the Rainbow. Wow,
Taste of the
what a
Rainbow.
catch.
Well, we're having another one in January. Might move it back to February, and it is the Blue Edition. So our Blue Edition is all male chefs. Remember, we had the Pink Edition, and it went really well with the women. So we had all women chefs. They had different businesses. They came out and invited their friends, and we raised a little over $9,000 within 2 days. And all that money went to Carebag to help, facilitate our mobile shower unit, to facilitate our store and our mobile hygiene pantry, which we are trying to expand at the moment.
Your mobile shower unit. Now, when you deliver it somewhere, is it self-contained with its water, or do you hook it up to a faucet somewhere?
No, we actually hook it up to a hose in a regular 120.
Okay.
So it's just like you would go ahead and just park it in front of a house.
Right.
And it
the
has
water heater and everything.
Yeah, it has a water heater, it has air condition, and that's what we use. We don't use the toilets because that means now we have to move it back and forth.
Right.
But because it's regular, what you would call faucet water, it's water that can just be drained back into the earth.
Right.
It is not contaminated.
Okay.
So it's very easy to use. So the money that we raise goes back in because we are a volunteer organization. We don't have staff that we pay. So that's important. So we really hope that people want to support us, because these high numbers that we see with a lot of people being homeless, they come to us. There is no place for them to live. And if we can go ahead and keep them clean, and I'm glad we're talking about wellness today with Cheryl, because that's something that it's under. So I'm going to get off my Careology report, and I'm going to turn over to Miss Cheryl. How are you doing this evening
great.
again?
How are you?
I'm fine. Tell us a little bit about you before we start.
Okay, so I've been in the wellness business for 30 years about.
Okay.
My background is basically in chiropractic, but I studied a lot of other things to bring together, I guess, the different parts of assisting people so they could get better faster. We talk about nutrition, we talk about lifestyle, we talk about breath, we talk about what you do when you get up, we talk about how you move.
Which is important. I don't think
yeah,
people realize
sleep.
we sit a lot.
Yes, sleeps,
Yes.
sitting a lot, definitely about sitting a
Oh,
lot,
yeah.
about posture, but different folks.
You said
different strokes.
when she said that, I just kind of sorted my back straight. The minute someone says posture, you just sit up
Yes,
and
but-
just get it.
But your arms are good. You had
My-
it nicely
my-
supported.
all
That's a very
right.
good one.
Thank you. I'm
Yes.
learning. So I see here we have connective tissue, structural therapy, well-being solutions, creative coaching. So I come to you for we're gonna role play here. We're gonna do the good role play
Okay.
here in Careology. So I come to you for a consultation, and I say, Miss Cheryl, we're going to talk, everyone, for those that have seen me around, I know a lot of you have seen me, I've been limping because I hurt my ankle, and I'm on the nice Cloud Soft shoes or my sneakers. So, and that's actually what I have on today, to just keep the pressure from not being in heels or flat sandals, and it really helps.
Right.
So, Miss Cheryl, my ankle's been bothering me. Might need to lose a little bit of tad of weight. How would we go through this consultation?
Okay, so I would first want to know what happened, and then I would like to know how you went about it. If it was something serious, maybe you've been to the medical doctor already, had your x-rays taken, maybe you've had an MRI, maybe you've already taken medication, anti-inflammatories, or you were given anti-inflammatories. When all of that has been done, and you, for example, had gone to rehab and nothing else is working, I would definitely want to see you, because this is what I really do, is look at the connective tissue, look at things that are stuck, adhesions. I look at the way you twist it, maybe higher up the knee, the back of the calf. So basically I look for the different layers in the body, not just the muscles. I look for the tendons. How did they maybe put in extra new cells to protect you from hurting yourself more, like scar. I look for swelling. So I, with my hands, go in and I manipulate, I free up the tissue, I create movement, I look at alignment, and I also want to make sure I talk to you about things that are making it worse, such as maybe you've gained a little weight, maybe you're not supporting it right, maybe you're not stabilizing it, and maybe you're also maybe you had an old injury in your back or your hip, so
Or
I have
somewhere.
to tie it together and hopefully get that done in a session, which a lot of times will be 60 minutes, because I literally will get to look at other parts, and then we talk, and that's where the well-being coaching comes in. I want to know, do you sleep well? Do you raise your foot up? Do you eat a lot of starches? Do you inflame more? Do you get more salt in your body when you have swelling? You want to look at
Right.
all those things and start peeling off those things that are aggravating it.
Man, right now, Cliff, I feel like taking my leg and just throwing it up on the counter and say, let's go ahead and let's just see what's going on. Well, I noticed one thing. I had my granddaughter with me for a couple weeks, and we go to bed at 10 o'clock. And she left Sunday. And I said, okay, I don't got to go to bed at 10. Cheryl, let me tell you, when I got up in the morning, I went to bed late. And I got up and I was in so much pain, and I realized I didn't get the amount of sleep that I was getting, because when I put her to read a book and put her to bed, I said, okay, as soon as she falls asleep, I'm going to get up. I'm out before she. Sometimes I wake up and she's looking at me.
Yeah.
So I realized sleep. I noticed that
Huge
sleep
part of
is a
healing.
big part of feeling good.
Huge
Part of feeling good.
Yes.
That might be part of the problem for a lot of us.
For sure. Well, definitely, because while you sleep, you make
Your rest.
yeah, your enzymes. You make stuff to like how do you say that? Break down fat. You make enzymes.
Oh, you break down
yes,
fat
you
when
make,
you,
yeah,
Man,
lipids.
Cliff, I'm going to bed at 5 o'clock.
And you also work
snooze
with
or lose
appetite. You make those things
weight
while
loss.
you
Yeah.
sleep. You
Okay.
restore your brain. Your body rest.
Relaxing.
The flushing happens. The liver
Everything.
slows. Yes, a lot happens while you sleep.
Because this is the big thing for me. I am busy all during the day. So I found, and I know it's not me because I talk to a lot of other people that I work with. And we find out that come 12 o'clock, nobody calls your phone anymore. So that's the best time I put on my computer. It drives my husband absolutely crazy because he loves to sleep. And 11, 12 o'clock, I'm flicking on my PC. And 2, 3 o'clock, I'm
Yes.
getting, that's the quiet time to
Yes.
get all of your work done.
Yes.
But then you realize you've now missed out.
You've
You've
disrupted
your
sleep
sleep.
pattern.
You've
Yes.
missed your sleep pattern.
Yep.
But the work has gotten done.
That's true.
The grants, the letters, the
Yeah.
emails, everything has gotten done.
I used to have trouble sleeping, and I figured out a way to avoid it. I decided that if you can't sleep, don't. Do something productive, and by golly, after a while, when you lay down, you'll be asleep before you know it.
I suffer from not sleeping because I've noticed, I think I can go maybe 2 to 3 days and just not sleep.
Really?
My brain,
That's incredible.
my brain is on overload. But you see,
Wow.
when the third day hits me,
Yeah.
my function is
Right.
But I have, especially if I'm busy and I'm
Yes.
crunching on time and it needs to get done,
Yes.
I can go. I found myself, I look open, I say, "Ooh, it's light outside." I flick the blinds and it's 6. I look at the clock,
Wow.
it's 6:30,
Yes.
and I lay down for an hour, and then I'm up and I'm gone again.
Wow.
And I'm like, but as you get older,
Yeah.
you feel it.
Perfect. That's
Yes.
the point. Right
As
there.
you get older,
As
you
get
start to
older.
feel it. So we're
Yes.
going to find out what I'm doing that we're not supposed to do right after these very, very important
You're going to
messages.
reveal a secret
We're
to
going
us
to
all?
reveal what we're not supposed to do, because hearing from our sponsors are highly important.
That's
These sponsors here make us look great and
They make
support
you
us.
happy.
They make us happy. They make you happy. And they made us bring this almost 2 years now. So we'll be right back with Dr. Cheryl from the Wellness Oasis right after these messages from our sponsors. Be back in a minute. Thinking of building your next home or renovating? Come see us at Grozer Builders. We will create a home suited for your lifestyle. With years of experience means we give you a complete professional service from a dream to a concept. You will get the best results, best value, best quality is what you get from Grozer Builders. Visit us at grozerbuilders.com. You deserve better. You deserve Grozer. Careology was created to talk about the issues that face you in your community. You're invited with me, Roxy, every Tuesday at 6:05 p.m. right here on WPSL 1590. Careology, the science of caring, is about you, family, and the community moving forward. Please do join us. Remember, Tuesday at 6:05 p.m.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
We now return to Careology, the science and art of caring. Once again, here's your host, Roxy Brown.
Thank you for staying back with us. My name is Roxy here on Careology with my good engineer Cliff, and our guest today is Cheryl Bollinger.
Buehlinger.
Oh my
That's
goodness,
okay,
almost
you
got
were
it right.
fine.
Buehlinger
You
with
were
the
fine.
Wellness Oasis, restore, renew, release. Set yourself apart. Well-being solutions and coaching. You hear that and you're already, ooh, nice and relaxed. Just woosah. just
Who's
nice and relaxed. You know, we're all about proper health. So we're almost 2 years on the show. January makes 2 years. Can you believe that, Cliff?
Wow.
2 years.
Is
I
that
said that to
long already?
somebody, and they're like, "It's been that long."
Well, I remember a while back it was a whole year, and it's like,
Yeah.
already? How
Yeah.
good? Now it's almost 2
Yeah,
years.
because we had the balloons in here for our 1 year anniversary, and that was
Wow.
January, and now September is Thursday, so we're going on to 2 years. But when we first started, we talk a lot about. We were in the middle of the pandemic when we started, and we talked about a lot of mental health. People are really suffering with mental health. I started planting, and to those who want to know, my plants are still beautiful. They are. That's my oasis. I sit on my patio. I wanted a TV out there. My husband said no, but he said it takes away from the relaxation. But that's my oasis. Just the smell. I have lavender. I have citronella. You know, so those
Super,
smells.
They
yep.
fight off the
They-
mosquitoes.
Yes, that's why I got it. But I love the smell of it also,
Yeah.
and the lavender plant. So when that wind and the rain comes, that smell is just beautiful, and that's a healing part. But Dr. Cheryl, we got excited because she started to talk it, and I had to say, no, stop. We got to save that for the guests. They want to know. We talked about getting sleep. And what did you say about when you wake up in the morning?
Yes, when you wake up in the morning, you want to get your iris, your pupil towards the sunlight, because that's when the iris gets hit by the sunlight, it produces melatonin, which helps you to
sleep.
regulate your sleep or
pattern.
give you the circadian rhythm that you need. That's normal, and that's one. And then in the evening, if you got too bright of a light, you can also disrupt the production of melatonin
And lose it.
and minimize it. So also the
The
screen,
telephone with the blue
the
screen.
screens.
blue
I
light.
d-
Yes,
yeah, I,
the blue
I go,
light.
I,
So-
I dark my screen.
Yes,
I
so
dark,
change it
yes, change the screen.
And watch how bright your lights,
Lights
are.
are.
So
Oh, my
if you
lights
can
stay.
minimize it, so you can make that melatonin work. Because
Work.
if not, you'll get a problem, a disruption.
Well, you know what?
Or-
I should sleep like a baby because I was out in my garden early this morning.
there you go.
So I'm going
You're
to. Plus,
getting it
I'm
all.
plus I'm tired.
Yeah,
So
you're
I'm going
getting
to
it all.
sleep like a baby. But that's good
Yes,
to know because
yes.
I think a lot of people don't know that. So I've come
Yes.
in for my consultation. You've touched me. You've massaged me. You've manipulated every bone in my body. And it's my ankle that's hurting. I twisted my ankle.
Yes.
And now and then I feel that little, it's like a pinched nerve. You'll feel it. And you'll actually see my foot, the ankle just swell right there. It'll
Right.
just zoop.
Right,
You can
right,
look at it and
right.
you'll be like,
Right.
my husband's like, it's freaky. It'll
Right.
just be like zoop.
Right.
And the pain is excruciating. But since I've been home, since we went away and I've been resting and I've been home, I noticed something at night when I'm on it walking, it doesn't hurt.
Okay.
It's uncomfortable, but it doesn't
Okay.
hurt. But you see when I lay down and I put my foot
Right.
up,
Right.
it's like a truck just comes and boom into it. So I notice resting helps.
Okay.
It really
All
helps.
right.
So yes, Roxy will be making an appointment to the Wellness Oasis. So so we can let everyone know, how can someone get in touch with you?
You can either text me at this number 954-235-4800.
And we're
It's the
gonna give
best.
that
It's
to
the-
we're
the
gonna
only
give the
one.
card to Cliff. So I'm
You
gonna
can just
repeat it
text,
again.
and I would call and just
All
talk
right.
to you first to see
Right.
if you're a candidate, because sometimes people have been I'm really good at working with people that have been places and there's something missing.
There's
I like
something
to look
missing.
at all the all the medical, all the alternative, and then I'm like, okay, where are we missing something? What else can we do to add to the whole circle?
Right.
And then a lot of times there's a lot of things missing. So inflammation, like what people eat, are a big proponent to.
What is something that causes a lot of inflammation?
Sugar,
Well, I cut that out.
white flour,
White flour,
white
white
flour,
rice. I cut
yes.
that out.
and
Mustard.
a lack of the right nutrients. So it's really not what you eat, it's what
It's-
you don't
it's
eat
what
a
you
lot
don't
of
eat,
time. Yeah,
right.
because you could use some starches, but it's just, so I like to get to see people what they think,
What
what
they
they're
eat.
used to, and maybe alter it and just add stuff and not make it too complicated.
Right.
We do small steps so
Right.
they are comfortable and they adhere to that for themselves. It's like
Okay.
a new lifestyle, new pattern.
Okay.
Sometimes small steps are better than bigger steps.
You said it. Well, you have it here. Restore, renew, release. Because if
Yes.
you're restoring yourself,
yes.
then you're renewing. So
Yes.
everything that you have bad is going to be released.
Yes.
And that's going to make, I'm feeling
Correct.
better already. I don't
Because
know about
it's-
you, Cliff.
Because it's a natural
Yeah.
process, but we're not thinking because we're so stressed out thinking we have to do everything,
Mhm.
go, and then
Yeah.
we're wondering why we're maybe not feeling as good, and then we think we gotta just cover it up. But I think if you live more conscious that way, like you said, breathing, just breathing alone lowers your heart
Right.
rate or your blood pressure lowers it. So if you're more conscious of it, you will be more mindful of these things, and that could affect how you cope with things in life, and how you recover,
That's
and
true.
how you think, and how you focus, and how you fall asleep.
That's true.
But it
yeah.
takes a little bit of energy to understand. So I love to be part of that with people. So
With
I get to
people.
know them. I don't just like community. That's my community.
Right.
Where I really feel like when I'm working with people, I want them to be good so they can be good to their families.
Their family.
Because that's where it starts. It starts, if your parents aren't teaching you stuff,
Well, we talk about,
it's
Cliff
like
knows.
so important.
We talk about that here. I call it the generational curse. That's what we call it. Because your great grandmother did it. My great grandmother did it. What did they say? My great grandmother did it. My grandma did it. My
we say
mama
things
did
like
it.
that, yeah.
And that's how I do it.
That's how we justify what
No,
we do.
guess
'cause
guess
everybody
what?
Else.
I've seen my mom, I've seen my grandmother, and I've seen my mom do certain things. There's certain things I won't do because I know there's a better way to do it. No disrespect to her at all. If she's listening, I am so sorry, Mom. I am so sorry. There's no disrespect to her whatsoever.
No.
But there's certain things that I believe God has given people the ability to improve on things. We had the Stone Age. Everyone was walking. Then they had donkeys. Then they had the wheel. Then they had the carriage. Then they had the car in the carriage. Then they had the rubber wheels. So as we invent ourselves, it's the same way we need to invent ourselves. We need to move out of that generational curse cycle of how people do things. And I think that is what holds us back a lot. But you wanted to say something, Cliff.
Have you ever noticed when you go to a doctor, you got a little anxiety there,
Medication.
and your blood pressure shows high,
Apprehension,
Yeah.
yes.
and then you have to wait a few minutes and try it again because
Yes.
I have
well,
someone
that's
that suffers with that.
Yeah.
That's where the
Apprehension.
breathing comes in.
Yeah.
handy.
Yes,
Their
yes,
blood
you are
pressure-
so correct.
Their blood pressure is perfect.
100%.
Yeah, their blood
100%
pressure is
correct.
perfect before they go into the office.
Wow.
And the minute they see that cuff come out and
Yeah.
they take it, it's sky high.
Yeah.
And a lot of people need a good blood pressure for work.
Yeah,
They
when you
need
hear the
good
snap
vital
of that rubber glove,
for any type of exam, any rubber glove is gonna set someone off. But the point is, I really want to concentrate on alternative health. So even though at our back to school event, I had the Treasure Coast Community Health Center there, but I also had Southern Comfort, an alternative, because a lot of parents want that. A lot of parents don't want the medication. A lot of parents want to go ahead and if a child is sick, rub a eucalyptus and would mix it with Vicks instead of giving cough medicine. There's so many other things people want to use, and I think we need to get away from, no disrespect, because I love Dr. Wilhelmina, I love Dr. Dawkins that come on the show, but no disrespect, not every time you have to pop a pill. We've become a pill-induced society, and I think there are other things that we can do for proper health. I always dream and I always talk, and I said, you know what? At the end when God comes, someone's going to say, how do you cure cancer? And he might say, eat 2 dandelion leaves. Because everything is in nature, but we've contaminated so much. That's number one. We've contaminated the earth. We've contaminated so much. So what might have been good might not be good now. But I'm a firm believer that there is so much more that can be done on a healthy level to get us healthy. I can pop pills all day for this ankle, but I refuse not to. When it hurts, I put on the right soft shoes. I put my leg up. I stop. I just stop.
the ancient medicine people that did go out to where the forest is and they'd find a big tree and they'd look at the little shrubs that grow under the tree, and that's where the
the healing
the healing comes.
properties.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where they discovered it. That's
Yes.
also where they found stuff that doesn't make good medicine. 'Cause
Yeah.
They tried
Yeah.
everything.
They try to
The real mushrooms.
The real mushrooms. But you know what? That's a part of it. So we go through. We went ahead and we've done our consultation. I've finished my consultation. You've seen me. Okay, this is what Roxy needs. I've come back. So let's talk about my ankle hurts. So we're gonna keep it on me. We're not gonna put any sickness on anyone else. So how long will that process take?
So I work very fast,
Oh,
but the way
okay.
I work in a fashion, the work I do, you can call it a healing artistry because I
Okay.
studied chiropractic, but after I was in clinical practice, that wasn't for me. So I went back to study with a structural integrationist, which is basically tying in ligaments, looking at the ligaments where things are stuck, where the fascia, which is like another type of a web all over the body, where it gets dried up. I look for all that. So when I work with you, I manipulate all those layers. So then things that are stuck fluid, that edema
Yeah.
gets to flow right, but I might also align right away. So when I work, I'm working with the impression that I'm facilitating quickly. Then I ask you, and I'll call you in 2 or 3 days. I'm going to ask you, are you eating less sugar? Are you eating less fat? Are you not fat? Starches? I want you to start raising the leg. I might say use some arnica on it. I might say raise it up. And then I might say tie it with kinesio tape, which helps to manipulate and also flush out the fluids. And then I call you and then you say, well, it's 50% more improved.
Better.
And then I might say, okay, I might give you exercises as well, very light ones before you leave. I might ask you what you're doing for exercise. I might say, go swim again. So I have to listen to who you
What you're
are.
saying.
Yes, what you are giving me, and then work with which I like to work with people with what they're already doing and enhancing it, and then maybe teach some stuff with it, and then advise or recommend some of my.
Well, let me ask you something, because we have a big debate. This is going off a little key, because I know he's there listening. We have a big debate in my household that, and Cliff, you can get into this, that walking with a dog is not walking. I believe that walking with a dog is not walking, because I have someone in my household that believes when you walk, you got to swing your arms and you got to,
Physical therapy, you have to.
that's it. So they said walking with the dog and the dog stopping doing his business is not walking.
You want my opinion?
Yes.
Depends on who's
you're
walking
the
who.
expert.
I would say it's a form of walking.
Okay.
But I would not say. I think you have a limitation somewhere because your arm is pulling your dog on a leash, so you might be contracting.
Okay, I'm going to stop
and-
you right there,
and
because
so-
you just helped him out.
Well, no.
Talking about my
I mean,
husband.
you asked me. It's a
No,
form of
it's a
walking, but
form
it's
of
not
walking.
the perfect.
It's not the
It's
perfect
not
walking.
giving you the full alignment that you would want when you're just walking. So he's half right.
Oh, my
Or a
goodness.
If the
quarter
dog's
right.
bigger than you are,
know,
it might
yeah,
be
this
taking
is a-
you for a walk.
yeah,
you might
this
be
is a
pulled
no,
along.
this
that
is a
will
big
affect
boy.
you. You
Yeah, it's
know?
an 80-pound boy.
So
Oh,
I
my
say
good-sized dog.
he's a
Yeah.
bit
He's
right.
he's a bit. Oh my goodness.
He's a bit right.
I'm gonna hear about this all day long.
Very
Oh.
strong for the amount of muscle mass they've got.
But maybe
Oh no, he's strong. Sometimes you feel your arm just coming out,
Out
but
of
he
the
loves.
socket.
He's like he's like walk him first, and then you come back and walk. Why would I do that? Why would I walk twice? That's more exercise. Why would I walk twice? Cliff, let's go back, and we're gonna hear a couple minutes. We're gonna come back with Cheryl and talk about just the health of this. And I've decided to keep the lines closed tonight because we want to just give out a lot more information. I know she's gonna come back and fill us with just so much more information. But we're gonna hear a couple minutes. A couple spots from our sponsors. And again, we want to thank Treasure Coast Lexus, the Woods family, for just being so supportive of us. And thank you again. You've been holding us down for a year and a half, almost 2 years. And we thank you. Thank you.
And we'll come back and finish up tonight's show.
This is Roxy, your host on Careology. Got blinds, need windows? Are your shop and home window treatment specialist. 30 years of experience. I'm happy to say I am a customer, and I could not be happier with how my windows look. Professional, on time, and knowledgeable. Do not call anyone else. Take the guesswork out of your window treatment. Call Renee at 772-485-1314 and get it done right the first time. Remember, call 772-485-1314. Got blinds, need windows. If you could reimagine the way you buy a car, what would you do? Make it simple, make negotiations disappear, demand transparency, then experience amazing at your Treasure Coast Lexus dealer. Car Buying Simplified. Treasure Coast Lexus is a proud sponsor of Careology. Every Tuesday at 6:05 p.m., caring and supporting for our community. Car Buying Simplified. Check out your Treasure Coast Lexus dealer.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
We're now returning to the science of caring, Careology, with Roxy and her guest.
Thank you all for coming back and staying with us. We appreciate you. To everyone listening on our digital worldwide platform, we love you and we thank you for supporting us. The numbers look good and we just want you to keep listening to us. And everyone, we just want to say, the Wellness Oasis, we're just learning so much information. And this is what it's about. So, I know you have a location in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
Where do you have a location here?
It's in Port St. Lucie Boulevard, and I'm in a studio. I'm in a business having my studio.
You having your studio.
But I've been in business 26 years in one location in Fort Lauderdale.
That
I've
is
been
an
a
expert.
long time.
There's a long,
and
what?
I have a lot of people I've helped. So
we
I
don't
love,
want. We love
to-
everyone coming out of school, but I'm just gonna be straight up. All of you can have whoever you want to touch you, but when someone touches me, it gotta be some experience. So, for those of you who know, I want to wish my husband happy anniversary. We celebrated our 25 years. That's an
Happy
expert.
anniversary.
Thank you.
Your
That's
husband.
an expert. That's an expert in Roxy right there.
Oh.
Go ahead, say it,
You
Cliff.
get to be a marriage counselor now.
I've already been a marriage counselor.
See?
There you go. Because
The success
you
is
can't,
helpful,
you
isn't
can't
it?
talk about something you don't know.
Well, yeah, you got a point.
So
there.
if I'm going to go to Dr. Cheryl, which I am, I'm going to go to somebody that can teach me and that can show me, because pain is a terrible thing.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are in pain, and I don't take any pain medication.
But
I just deal with it.
in her defense, of course, and in her support, we'll have to say that most of the medical profession agrees that breathing is something essential that you need to do.
definitely.
Yes.
Well, when you stop,
Diaphragmatic breathing,
when you
yes.
stop, we are in
Yeah.
a box.
Yeah.
That's number one. But breathing, well, I'll let you talk about breathing.
Yeah.
What does breathing really do for us?
Well, there's the breathing above the diaphragm, and then there's the breathing below the diaphragm, which is deep diaphragmatic breathing. That, according to the scientists, is activating the vagus nerve, which is a huge nerve, has to do with heart rate, with your breath, with lungs, with blood pressure. So if you're really getting the breath all the way down, let's say the belly button and below, and you take it in and then release it, you're activating those parts, those systems more than usual. So let's say you're in traffic and you're completely
I'm constantly
upset
breathing in
because it's such a chaotic
Yes.
place, depending where you're at. Then you could take one or two deep diaphragmatic breaths and consciously make that effort.
Well,
to
I'm breathing now,
allow
people.
It,
So when I'm traveling
But
on
it's
US 1 near
just
Crosstown,
one or two.
and I'm in the traffic, people see me. Well, my windows are darker now, but people used to see me, and I used to have my two fingers like I'm doing yoga, and I used to be sitting there like, and people would look at me laughing because I'm like, oof,
Yeah,
because it's just so
Yeah.
much.
And when you're driving, you have to be especially careful not to close your eyes.
No, the car has stopped,
Yeah.
but the light turns green, and I have a friend of my husband says, when the light is green, everyone stops. When the light is red, everyone wants to go. So you just sit there
Yeah.
and you see accidents about to happen. So while I'm sitting here, I'm just like,
Yeah.
and we want to just say, I just want to give a big shout out to Jet. He is now a junior in school.
Oh.
He went looking at some schools
Congratulations
over
to Jet.
Notre Dame, Oxford.
Wow.
We don't know where he's gonna pick, but that gentleman,
Wow.
I think he's on his second or third book now, and he did his
Wow.
first book when he was 15,
Whoa,
all about
wonderful.
politics.
Oh my.
And
Wow.
we are going to be working something out with Jet that I'm going to be giving Jet a couple months, once a month to come, and we're going to hear about politics on Careology, but it's going to be a little, even though I said I would never talk about politics, having politics from a young person's perspective is different than talking about the dirty politics that we have. It's different because you have to remember the children are our future, and that's what we want Careology to be: community, supporting our community and giving our children and our young, not children, our young people, because this is a young man now, giving our young men, our young women a chance for them to expose and just get that exposure for what they need. So we're going to be having that. I don't know when it's going to happen. Me and Jet have to get together. Jet can take me to lunch. Wink, wink, Jet. And because he's always looking.
Jet has also been a guest
Yeah,
host of this show.
Yeah, he has hosted
wow.
my show. Yes, he has. And with his mom, who is an acclaimed writer, horror writer, and they have dubbed her the female Stephen King. So his mom is an acclaimed horror writer, and he's following her footsteps. We love you too, Kurt. And that's the husband. But an awesome family. So we're going to be working that out because you want to expose young people to as much as possible.
Yes.
So when we finish, I'm going to make my appointment
Oh yes.
so I can be seen. So you're in Port St. Lucie.
Yes.
So someone could just easily text 954-235-4800. And again, that number is 954-235-4800. And when we have this up on our archives on Careology on YouTube, on WPSL TV, that information will be there. Or you can just go ahead. Everyone knows Carebag's number. You can text us. I'm going to put it up on our social media site so that information will be there. Because wellness is a part of healing.
You know how
Healing
many
is a
shows you've
part.
got up there?
I know.
You
we have a lot.
have got
I
all
got a
kinds
couple.
of topics.
Yeah.
I mean, hundreds.
Well, there's 52.
52 weeks in a
Yes,
year.
52
You've been
weeks in a
almost 2
year.
years now,
And I
right?
think I've missed maybe 2 or 3 because of sports. I've given up a couple shows because we've had a couple sports, but that's okay.
But the actual ones you were really absent
Yeah.
from were hosted by somebody else, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
didn't really
So
miss out on those.
we
But
always.
you've got one of the biggest playlists of
I know.
shows on WPSL TV.
So everybody,
Nice.
if you're sitting at home
Nice.
and you have nothing to do
That's really
and you
nice.
want to sit down and listen to archives of Careology, please go ahead and do
Binge
that.
watch some
Binge watch
Careology.
Careology.
Yeah.
If anyone does that, I want you to call me because I want to talk to you. I want to talk to them if you're going to
Well,
do
you know
that.
what could happen from somebody watching what you do? They might get a real strong hankering to support what you're doing.
Not only support, this is my thing. This is what I always say. And I say that sometimes. One day we went out with our shower unit. I'm digressing. We went out with our shower unit and we did one shower. We were in Stewart. We only did one shower. My volunteers, Roxy, we only did one shower. We've been out here for 2 hours and only one shower. And I'm like, isn't that great?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody
than
needed a
yeah,
shower
yeah.
and
And
we
they
were
got one.
here
Yes.
to facilitate him. So it's how you break it down
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how you let people know what you want to do lets you see the importance. So if somebody watches and they're able to get some help from one of the shows, then every show we do where someone could get some help, Cheryl, to me that's a success.
Absolutely.
That's a success. I have gotten help because
course.
I'm trying to plug myself in this week to go see
Yeah.
Dr. Cheryl.
No, you will.
Because my
You're
ankle is
coming.
killing me.
You're coming.
So, but that's what it's about. It's about
Yeah.
wellness, and we want everyone. You're out there. You're taking medication because medication has a lot of side effects. Yeah, medication has a lot of side effects.
Some include
And-
death.
Oh yeah, a lot include death.
You know, we gotta
And but
watch
what?
out.
So I'm not going to digress, but I love when I listen to the commercials for medications, and then they
Oh,
run
yeah.
it real fast because
Real
that's what I
fast
listen
disclaimer,
to.
The
yeah.
side effects.
And I listen to the side effects. Some may cause death, some may cause suicide. People, why in God's creation would you even want to take it?
And they say, if you get suicidal thoughts after taking our medicine,
Come
please
on.
stop taking
Take-
it. Duh.
You see, you know what? So
Yes.
let's find nothing's wrong with seeking medical attention because I'm the first one to go to ER if my chest hurts me. I'm going to be there.
Yeah, there's
But
a place for
there's a
that,
place
yeah.
for everything. But there's so many other things that we can do.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe our show is just about done. We're just about done. If you can tell someone something that could make them come to you, they're feeling pain, they're feeling discomfort, and they need to come to the Wellness Oasis. You have a minute and a half. what is the best plug you can give for the Wellness Oasis for them to come to you?
When you're coming to me, you're going to get to the nitty gritty of what is the cause of your issue, and I will get straight to giving you steps and actually get hands-on in there, and you get a lot more time with me. That's the difference. I get to know, because you can't just tell people you got to do this. You got to find out where it comes from, their behavior, their habits, what they're willing to make changes on. So I don't know if I answered your question.
Yes, you did, if that's what you want them to know.
Yes,
So
yes.
we have the Wellness Oasis, restore, renew, and release. And what everyone has to remember, set yourself apart. I always tell everyone asks you, Roxy, what do you love? I love me. I love me. I love God first, but I love me. I love me more than, well, I got grandbabies now. No, I love me, because when I can't take care of me, I can't take care of them.
You gotta do that
You know,
first.
I love me. I love my grandbabies. Then comes my husband. Sorry, Junior. You know, and he'll tell you the same thing
He's
too.
in line behind the grandchildren.
And listen, he'll agree with me 100%. But you have to love yourself, and loving yourself is taking care of yourself.
Yes.
And on Careology, we practice proper hygiene. And proper hygiene, make sure you're clean on the outside. We want to make sure that you're doing good on the inside always.
Of course, you take care of your outside, your inside's going to follow along.
They're just
with
going to
the-
follow along. So what we want to say is, Cheryl, thank you so much. We got to do this again.
Thank you so much
we
for
got,
having me.
We got to do this
Appreciate it,
again.
and you are doing fantastic things.
Thank
so
you, my love.
appreciate it.
This is the Wellness Oasis with Cheryl, and we just want to say thank you again. Cliff, you're the best engineer. My name is Roxy. This is Careology. I will be back on September, what is it, the next day?
The 6th.
No.
A week from-
The
no,
Thursday,
Tuesday,
Friday,
yeah,
Saturday.
that's
The
it.
6th.
6th, yes.
I'll be back September 6th. We're going to have a new lineup. I just want to tell everyone, thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting us. We love you. Take care. Remember, Careology, one community. We got to do it together. So
right.
thank you. Have a great evening. If you're driving still, get home safely. Tune in next week, Tuesday, 6:05 on WPSL for Careology. Peace out.
They say it takes a village to raise a child. Hey, welcome to town. Welcome to our village. And, Careology will be back next Tuesday, the 6th, the day after, I guess, Labor Day. All right. Thanks for joining us on Careology, the science of caring.